Veronica Lake. The name once shimmered across silver screens, a glamorous starlet with a signature hairstyle that captured the world's attention. Her peekaboo blonde locks made her an icon of 1940s cinema, but behind those cascading curls, her life unraveled into a series of secrets and scandals that few saw coming. Lake's story was not just one of fame, but of sabotage, heartbreak, and ultimately, ruin. At the height of her career, Veronica Lake was everywhere. Hollywood adored her look, the perfect combination of sultry mystery and icy glamour. The peekaboo hairstyle became her trademark and launched her into superstardom. Audiences mimicked her style, and she became the face of a generation. But that signature look quickly became her prison. Lake was typecast into the same roles, never allowed to branch out or show her range as an actress. Hollywood demanded she stay frozen in time, forever the blonde bombshell. This image, which brought her fame, also chained her to one-dimensional roles. As she grew weary of being cast in the same roles, Lake began to resent Hollywood's tight grip on her image. She fought back against the studio system, refusing to conform any longer. In return, it is rumored that her own studio, tired of her rebellion, sabotaged her career. The rumors whispered that Lake's refusal to play the game led to fewer roles and less favorable press. Lake's career wasn't the only thing teetering on the edge. The immense pressures of maintaining an image she no longer wanted led to mental health struggles. Behind the scenes, she battled alcoholism, a common escape for many in the industry who felt trapped by the relentless demands of Hollywood. But rather than help, the industry distanced itself. Lake's alcoholism grew, her behavior became erratic, and the headlines began to shift from glowing praise to scandalous tales of her decline. Hollywood is notorious for how quickly it forgets its stars, and for Lake, this was especially true. The very people who once sang her praises were nowhere to be found as her life began to crumble. Studios provided no support, and as her career fell apart, so did her personal life. After her fall from grace, Veronica Lake found herself struggling financially. Bankruptcy soon followed, and the woman who once represented Hollywood glamour was now living in obscurity. What shocked the public most was the revelation that Lake had spent time working as a barmaid in New York City, far removed from the glamorous world she once ruled. This period of her life became a scandal in itself. How could someone who had been such an integral part of Hollywood's golden age be abandoned so easily? Lake's fall from grace was swift and brutal, and the industry that had built her up now seemed indifferent to her suffering. Veronica Lake's personal life was no less turbulent. She married 4 times, and each union brought its own set of scandals. Her third marriage to the Hungarian director André de Toth was particularly fraught with allegations of domestic disputes and infidelity. The marriage crumbled under the weight of these public struggles, but perhaps the most devastating secret came from her role as a mother. Lake later confessed that she had been an absent mother, admitting that her career, and later her personal demons, kept her away from her children. This confession haunted her, as it painted a tragic picture of a woman torn between fame and family, and ultimately losing both. Even as her life spiraled, Veronica Lake refused to go quietly. In her final years, she became increasingly vocal about her disdain for Hollywood's treatment of her. She spoke out against the industry that had left her behind, and in her tell-all autobiography, she exposed the harsh truths of her life, revealing the cold, brutal nature of the fame machine. Despite her tragic fall, Lake maintained a certain defiance. She wasn't willing to let Hollywood rewrite her story completely. Her tell-all shocked many who still clung to the image of the perfect starlet. But for Lake, it was a final act of taking control over her narrative, a way to reclaim her voice in an industry that had long silenced her. Veronica Lake's life is a haunting reminder of the cost of fame. While her peekaboo hairstyle may forever be remembered, her legacy is far more complex. Behind the beauty and glamour was a woman fighting against an industry that both created and destroyed her. As we look back on her life, it's clear that Veronica Lake was more than just a starlet. She was a victim of Hollywood's unforgiving nature. Her secrets and scandals tell a tale of an industry that devours its stars when they no longer shine as brightly. In the end, Lake's story isn't just about Hollywood. It's about what happens when the spotlight fades and the world turns its back.